I don't know how you guys feel about Gladiator Beasts, but as a certified old head, I like Gladiator Beasts. I thought it was a really cool deck back in the day. Haven't seen them in the meta in quite some time. I know they've gotten support. But it's never really been good support. Because here's the problem with Gladiator Beasts, right? Even before we hop into this, just to set the expectations. The problem with Gladiator Beasts... Wanty, thank you for the 10 months. I'll answer your question in a moment. The problem with Gladiator Beasts is that they are fundamentally, like, the concept is outdated, right? Like, when your entire deck used to revolve around the end of battle phase concept, right? That is inherently flawed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, obviously, Tenpai proves that battle phase decks in general can work, but the goal of Gladiator Beasts, essentially, in their core design is they want to have a battle phase, which means you have to go second, and they don't even want to kill because they use their effects at the end of the battle phase, right? And you know what the problem with that is? I don't think you can make a deck like that viable. So the only way they could even make Gladiator Beasts viable again is by making them lose their identity. Do you know what I mean? Like, the only way for Gladiator Beasts to work is if they change how Gladiator Beasts work, which is something that they have done in the past, right? Like, there was, you guys remember we played in Master Duel, we played, like, they have like Test Panther and stuff like that, which gives them like the ability to use their effects in the main phase as if they were summoned at the end of the battle phase, stuff like that. Like, it's like, I guess that's one way to make Gladiator Beasts viable, but it completely makes them lose their identity. I don't know. I feel like Gladiator Beast is the kind of deck that you will just, in order to experience how the deck was meant to be played, you have to play them in Time Wizard formats. But that being said, we have Test Bear, level 4 Earth Beast, so like Test Tiger's big brother, I guess. You can only special summon this card by its first effect once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. If you control a Gladiator Beast monster special summoned from the deck or extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can tribute this card and shuffle a Gladiator Beast monster from your hand or face-up field into the deck or extra deck. Special summon up to 2 Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck. This is treated as a special summon by a Gladiator Beast monster. Okay, so this is literally Test Tiger's bigger brother. Because it allows you to tag out into 2, which is quite powerful. It is quite conditional though, because unlike Test Tiger, you can't do it on a normal summoned Gladiator Beast. You have to be able to go into a bigger Gladiator Beast already. And the Link 2 doesn't even count for this, right? Because the Link 2 is called Test Panther. So the Link 2 doesn't even count as a Gladiator Beast, I think. But okay. Gladiator Beast Magister. Level 3 Earth Beast. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. You can reveal this card and a Gladiator Beast in your hand to your opponent. Special summon both. Okay. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you can add a Gladiator Beast spell trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, so that does include itself, right? Because you reveal it, you special it, you search. At the end of the battle phase in which this card battled, you could turn it to the deck, special a Gladiator Beast from your deck, except Magister. Okay, so I guess that's a good card. I mean, it does go +1 and it summons out 2 monsters from your hand. The end of the battle phase, I guess, is just here for flavor, right? But it is good for Gladiator Beasts. So it's really good support for a really outdated deck. I don't know exactly what that means, but it is kind of cool. And then you have Gladiator Beast Clodius, a level 12 Dark Beast fusion. It requires 5 Gladiator Beasts. Must first be special summoned by shuffling the above cards from field and or graveyard into the deck. Okay. If summoned this way, you can conduct your next battle phase twice. Battle phase 2? Okay. Once per turn, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can activate this effect based on whose turn it is. If they activate a monster effect during your turn, you get to special summon a Gladiator Beast from your deck. If they use a monster effect on their turn, special summon a level 11 or lower Gladiator Beast from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, does this trigger Geyseris? Or does that have to be contact used? No, it says when it's special summoned. Oh, but when? Oh, dude, it's gonna miss timing. Oh. When this card is special summoned, you can target. It misses timing because it literally always misses timing, right? Is this a trigger effect or a quick effect? Oh, it's a trigger effect. Okay, so if you trigger it chain link 1, it won't miss timing. Okay, that's better. All right, I guess. Now here's the thing. Here's the problem. This is a free fusion monster that gives you 2 battle phases, but you have to have 5 Glad Beasts between your field and graveyard. How are you gonna get 5 Glad Beasts between your graveyard and field? That's a lot. That's a lot of work I need to do, dude. Now, in what universe? In which universe does the freaking Yugioh fusion only require 2 monsters to set up from hand, field, or graveyard? But the Glad Beast one, oh, you better be careful with the Glad Beast one. Better make it 5. Otherwise, the Glad Beast, you know, come on, man. That is rough. Okay, we get a link 2 though. Maybe that makes it easier. Gladiator Beast Darius needs 2 monsters, including a Glad Beast. You can only use the first effect once per turn. If this card is link summoned, you can activate this effect. You cannot use monsters as link materials for the rest of this turn except Glad Beasts. Also, special summon a level 4 or lower Glad Beast from your hand or graveyard, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it from the deck instead. Gladiator Beasts you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects during your opponent's battle phase. Is it just me? Or is that card incredibly underwhelming for a card that is set to release in 2025? A link 2 that's, I guess it does revive from grave on summon, but it also locks you into Gladiator Beasts. Or I guess, no, it doesn't lock you into Glads, actually. It just says you can't use them as link material. Okay, that's better, actually. It is a link climbing tool for Gladiator Beasts, whatever that's worth. I don't know how much that's worth, but okay. Well, there's a lot of these cards. Okay. We have Flavius, Arena of the Gladiator Beasts, which is a field spell. You can discard a card, add a Gladiator Beast monster from your deck to your hand. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special a Glad Beast from your deck, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle. During the end phase, if a Gladiator Beast monster was special summoned from your deck this turn, you can set a Gladiator Trap from your deck. Alright, now that card... that card, See, here's the thing. If you're playing a Gladiator Beast deck with the same playstyle as in the good old days, this card is obviously bonkers. Because it tutors like War Chariot in the end phase and stuff like that. It gets you a once per turn Rhoda. Because you discard, you can set up some Glad Beasts in the graveyard. I don't actually think that this card is always a downside. Because if you discard a Glad Beast, that gets you Glad Beasts into rotation for when you summon Darius, or when you want to fusion summon the Clodius, that kind of stuff, right? Like, having a discard on this card is not terrible. Yeah, it's really hard for me to think about, like, I don't know what to make of these cards. Like, I love Gladiator Beasts, but I have my doubts that Gladiator Beasts, like, the concept is just outdated. And I appreciate that they are kind of playing around Gladiator Beasts with the old concept. Like, they're trying to let the deck keep its identity somehow with, like, giving them a second battle phase, maybe, that kind of stuff. Like, I like it because they're not making Gladiator Beasts lose its identity. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I think Gladiator Beasts as a concept are probably a thing of the past. Right? Like, Gladiator Beasts is a deck. Sometimes a deck was really cool when it was good. But sometimes good things need to come to an end. You know, Gladiator Beasts in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I just don't know if you can ever make a deck with that concept work again. So you have two options. Either put it to rest, you know, let it be, play it in your retro formats where it's good and have a lot of fun with it. Or you have to make it lose its identity for it to be playable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Which I honestly don't know how I feel about. But I guess it's subjective what you would prefer, right? I think this deck probably won't be good again, even though some of these cards are good. Some of these cards are good, but like, if it's going to be playable, it's going to be a completely different deck than what Gladiator Beasts used to do, which I guess maybe that's just something that bothers me. Whatever, maybe the new version of it could also be cool, who knows? But I don't think this is exactly what makes the deck meta or something like that. They're cool cards though.